Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a really fun evening, and I'm really thrilled to be here. We're all been excited about this JNF dinner. It's great to get JNF people together.
Yeah, you call it the JNF dinner, John. I call it Stephen Harper's bar mitzvah.
You know, Jason, this crowd looks only a little bit smaller than the Negev dinner for you in London, Ontario last year.
I'm not sure that's true, but John, I think it's about the same size as the JNF dinner that was recognizing your work on behalf of democracy last year in Ottawa. Congratulations for that. So, folks, you know, we are very pleased to be your MCs tonight for this historic event. And look at the size of this crowd. This is remarkable. Thousands of people from all across Canada, and in fact, all around the world.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jason, there are not thousands of people here. I was just watching CBC and they said a few hundred.
Oh. Well, John, that's what we have to deal with all the time. Folks, we are so excited to be here. There is no one more worthy of such an honor than our Prime Minister. And I want you to know, John and I are proud to serve in Stephen Harper's cabinet. You know, John this isn't well known, but he is such a great friend of the Jewish homeland that his nickname in the cabinet is the Honourable Member for Ottawa Kadima.
And Jason is the MP for Calgary Likud.
So, sorry for the shtick, by the way. Folks, it really does. I'm schlepping with nachas to be associated with such a mensch as Stephen Harper. I'm going to stop my Yiddish right there before I start insulting people. And let me begin tonight's proceedings by introducing your head table. Please, I'll ask each of the members of the head table to stand, and I'll ask you to hold your applause to the end until we can recognize them all together. Starting with, directly in front of me, the Toronto Executive Director of JNF, Lance Davis. To his right is the President of JNF Canada, Frank Wilson, and his wife, Judy. The President of JNF Toronto, Faye Minnick, and Dr. Joel Mazer. And we are so pleased to have friends here from Israel, including the JNF World Chairman, Mr. Effie Stenzler. And across the table from him is the CEO of JNF Canada, my friend Josh Cooper, and his fiancée, Michelle Levine. Then we have our co-chairs for this evening, the amazing, elegant, remarkably principled, Honourable Senator Linda Fromm and her husband, Howard Sokolowski. And next to them is the chair of JNF Toronto, Nathan Deisenhouse, and his wife, Elaine. And finally, at his first official function as the ambassador of Israel to Canada, His Excellency, Rafi Barak, and his wife, Miriam. Give them all a big Canadian welcome.
Now, I hope you don't mind if I'll break from the script. Your Excellency, Ambassador, just between the two of us, you got a tough job ahead of yourself. It's a tough crowd, tough country, but I'm sure that you can help take our relationship to new levels. And now I hope you'll all join me in welcoming Mrs. Loreen Harper and the man of the evening, our country's most senior elected official, a statesman, a steadfast supporter of Israel, our friend, our leader, the Right Honourable Prime Minister Stephen Harper. Ambassador, I have to tell you this. If you like the dinners that our friends Linda Fromm and Howard Sokolowski host on Sunday evenings, you should see what they do for Shabbat dinner on Fridays. Before he comes and gives, since the ambassador came, I'd like to say a few words about where Canada stands. Our position couldn't be clearer. Israel has no greater friend in the world today than Canada. And I am very proud to make that point around the world and make it often. This doesn't win popularity contests at the United Nations, but we do not apologize for the positions we take, because we take positions and stand up for what is right. I, like all of us here tonight, look forward to the day when Israeli and Palestinian children can live side by side in peace and security in both a Jewish and a Palestinian state. And also, I believe that dialogue is a virtue that must be pursued. But there can be no constructive discussion with anyone who is wedded to Israel's destruction. The incitement that continues to fuel hatred in the hearts of young must come to an end. There can be no bargaining, ladies and gentlemen, no bargaining over Israel's existence, and no accommodation for anti-Semitism in any of its toxic forms. Which brings me to Iran. Earlier this year, the clerical regime in Iran installed a new president, Hassan Rouhani, and his style stands in stark contrast to the behavior of his predecessor, which isn't especially hard. All of us who have long despaired about the Iranian regime and the goals of its supreme leader want to believe that Iran is genuinely committed to positive change. But we do not have the luxury to be naive, nor do the Iranian people who have suffered for far too long under the regime's nuclear ambitions. Kind words, a smile, and a charm offensive are no substitute for real action. And that's why I'm deeply skeptical about Iran's intentions. Let us be very clear here and tonight that a nuclear Iran is a threat to Canada, it is a threat to Israel and our allies, and it would unwind decades of work in preventing nuclear proliferation around the world. Now I hope that I'm wrong about Iran, but until we are given real reasons to trust their words, Canadian sanctions will remain in full force. And I want to tell you, the days are long gone when Canadian foreign policy was defined by taking the middle path, by testing the temperature of those or others around the table and landing somewhere not too hot and not too cold. Moral relativism is in leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, moral relativism is the easy way out. Friends, we live in extraordinary times. We can be defined by them, or we can define who we are in them. I choose the latter. I choose a rising Canada, a Canada that leads boldly, that knows who our friends are and what we stand for. We know who our friends are, we know what we stand for, and that is very clear, I'm proud to say this evening. Thank you very much.
Just two more things, ladies and gentlemen, before we can start some great noshing tonight. First of all, we have over 50 elected officials with us here tonight. Quite honestly, too many to recognize them all individually, but their names will be up on the boards, and I would like to invite all of the members of Parliament, federal and provincial ministers, MPPs, senators, municipal councillors, mayors, and other elected officials to please stand so we can acknowledge your presence and thank you for your support for Israel. I'm pretty sure we have a parliamentary quorum here tonight. Second thing, this is a Jewish event, so everyone's going to want to do a little bit of fressing, a little bit of schmoozing. But let's not let the schmoozing get in the way of the fressing. So we've got 100 waiters coming in here, believe it or not, and they have to be able to get to the table. So would you please just hold on for a few minutes until the dinner is served, and then you can mix and mingle. Have a great dinner. B'tayavon. Thank you very much.